Every misunderstanding you have ever had, every relationship that fell apart, every conversation that went completely wrong had one thing in common. It was not what was said, it was what was happening inside the minds of the people saying it. Most people think communication is about words. It is not. It is about psychology. And until you understand what is happening beneath the surface of every conversation, you will keep having the same arguments, losing the same connections, and wondering why nobody ever really understands you. Here are 5 reasons your conversations keep going wrong. Number 1, you stopped hearing them. You only hear what you already believe. Think about someone in your life who frustrates you. Now think about the last conversation you had with them. Were you really listening, or were you hearing everything through the lens of what you already think about them? Because that is what your brain does. It does not process words neutrally. It filters everything through what it already believes. If you already think someone does not care about you, your brain will find proof of that in everything they say. Even their genuine attempts to help will feel like manipulation. I experienced this with someone close to me. I had already made up my mind about them, so nothing they did could change it. Psychologists call this confirmation bias, but in real life, it just feels like being right about someone. The fix? Before your next difficult conversation, ask yourself, honestly, what have I already decided about this person? Then look for one thing that proves you wrong. Number 2, the moment you get defensive, the conversation is already over. You know that feeling when something someone says hits a nerve? Your chest tightens, your jaw clenches, your mind starts preparing its defense, and suddenly you're not in a conversation anymore. You're in a battle. Here's what's actually happening. When you feel threatened, your brain shuts down the thinking part and hands control to the survival part. Your heart rate goes up, your logic goes offline, and both people stop listening and start fighting. Neither person is communicating anymore. They're just reacting. The fix is 4 words. I need a moment. Say it, mean it, walk away for 2 minutes. That pause brings your thinking brain back online, and suddenly the conversation becomes possible again. Number 3, you're both using the same words, but saying completely different things. Here's something nobody tells you about communication. The words you use mean something very specific to you, but they mean something completely different to the person hearing them. What does respect mean to you? Now ask the person closest to you what it means to them. The answers will surprise you. Same word, completely different meaning. This invisible gap is behind more arguments than most people realize. You feel disrespected, they think they showed you respect. You both used the same word, you were describing completely different things. The fix? Stop assuming people understand your words the way you mean them. When something matters, say exactly what it means to you, not what you think it obviously means, what it means to you personally. Number 4, you're not listening, you're just waiting for your turn to talk. Be honest with yourself for a second. During your last argument, were you actually listening, or were you quietly preparing what you were going to say next? Most people are doing the second one, and the person speaking can feel it. They feel unheard, dismissed, invisible, so they speak louder, more emotionally, more desperately, which makes you more defensive, and a simple conversation becomes a war over nothing. The fix is to listen with one goal only, not to respond, to understand. After they finish speaking, ask just one question. What do you mean by that? That single question changes the entire energy of the conversation. Number 5, you expected something they never knew you needed. This one is the hardest to hear. Most people never say what they actually need. They hint, they hope, they wait for the other person to figure it out. And when that person doesn't deliver, they feel let down, hurt, betrayed by someone who genuinely had no idea what was expected of them. This is the most common reason good relationships quietly fall apart. Not because people don't care, but because nobody ever said what they needed out loud. The fix is the simplest and hardest thing on this list. Say it. Say exactly what you need, when you need it, how you need it. Not as a hint, not as a passive comment, as a clear, honest statement. The people in your life cannot read your mind, but they can respond to your words. These 5 things are happening in almost every difficult conversation you have ever had. And now that you can see them, you can't unsee them. Every conversation you have from this moment forward will be different. That's the cipher. Comment "heard" if this changed how you see communication. Share this with someone you've been struggling to connect with. They need to hear this as much as you do. And if you're ready to keep going deeper, subscribe and let's grow together.